Welcome to my channel. Here, it's all about reading the most wonderful fairy tales to you in a modern presentation. To make sure you don't miss anything, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell. This way, you'll always be informed about new videos. Look forward to many exciting reading sessions. The Cold Heart, a modern version. Once upon a time in a small village deep in the forest lived a young charcoal burner named Peter Munk. Peter was a hard-working fellow who barely made ends meet with his small charcoal hut. Every day he lugged heavy bundles of wood to the hut and sold the charcoal in the village. But Peter dreamed of being rich like the wealthy glassmaker, whom the villagers often talked about. The glassmaker had so much money that he supposedly couldn't even count it all. One evening, as Peter was walking home exhausted from his work in the forest, he encountered a goblin. This goblin was small and cunning, with glowing eyes and a broad grin. "What is your greatest wish, young charcoal burner?" asked the goblin in a voice that sounded full of secrets. Peter, dreaming of wealth, answered without hesitation, "I want to be rich and have a big house like the glassmaker." The goblin smiled devilishly and offered Peter a deal. "I can help you become rich," said the goblin, "but I want something from you in return." Peter agreed, not knowing what the goblin would demand from him. In the darkness of the forest, the goblin exchanged Peter's warm heart for a cold heart of stone. From that moment on, Peter felt nothing. His heart was as cold as ice, and the only thing that interested him anymore was gold and wealth. With the cold heart in his chest, Peter Munk returned to the village. Suddenly, he had an astonishing talent for making money. He bought himself a big house, splendid clothes, and became the richest man in the entire village. But as his wealth grew, Peter lost everything that once made him human. He no longer cared about his friends or his beloved Lisbeth, who had known him since childhood. His cold heart drove him to make even more money, with no regard for others or for what truly mattered in life. One day, Peter met the mysterious Dutch Michel, a wandering merchant who offered more than just goods. Dutch Michel knew Peter's story and offered to exchange his cold heart for a warm heart full of life. "With a warm heart, you can love again, laugh, and find true happiness," said Dutch Michel gently. But Peter, so blinded by wealth, refused the offer. He firmly believed that only gold and possessions could bring him true happiness. Over time, Peter became increasingly unhappy, despite owning so much. His big house felt empty, and his life seemed meaningless. One day, Peter remembered his mother's words, who always told him that true happiness lies in the simple things in life. He realized that his cold heart had made him a lonely and bitter man. One night, as the forest rested in the gentle glow of the moon, Peter met the goblin again. This time, he was ready to give up his cold heart, even if it meant losing all his wealth. The goblin was surprised, but he exchanged Peter's cold heart for a warm heart full of emotions and compassion. From that moment on, everything changed for Peter. He returned to Lisbeth and his simple life as a charcoal burner in the forest. He found true happiness in the love of his friends, in the work in the forest, and in the small joys of everyday life. Peter had learned that true wealth lies in the heart and that the greatest gift one can have is the ability to love and be loved. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell so you won't miss any new fairy tales.